Welcome back to The Ed Show. This is the story for the folks who take a shower after work. President Obama's 2015 budget shows his refusal to stand up for the United States Postal Service. This is a head shaker. For years, this American institution has faced Republican attacks on resources and the threat of privatization. The 2006 Postal Accountability and Enhancement Act forced the agency to prepay 75 years worth of future health care costs for retirees over the course of 10 years. No other business is held to that standard. This is draining resources in a big way. Republicans like Darrell Issa work to ravage the United States Postal Service profit and hack away services, all in favor of privatization.
The majority of Americans see 6-day as not essential.
I'm concerned about the post office. It's going to lose $10 billion. A lot of Washingtonian think tanks are saying, well, okay, we'll just do a bailout. We'll just, fudge the figures. And we can't really keep doing that. Before 1963, there were no unions, so there were no union contracts with postal workers. So going back to the Constitution, you'd be able to right-size the post office with federal workers in days, not in decades.
Issa isn't talking about right-sizing. He's talking about completely destroying the Postal Service. Patrick Donahoe, the Postmaster General, he doesn't want to fight back. He's the wrong guy for the job right now. Donahoe supports the plan to end Saturday delivery. The plan to slash services, unfortunately, has one more ally. That would be President Obama, if you read his budget. Not only has the White House endorsed ending letter delivery on Saturday, the Obama administration's 2015 budget goes a step further. The budget ends package delivery in addition to letter Saturday delivery. Now, limiting the Postal Service further is not a solution. It's a step to destroy the Postal Service and open the door for privatization, which doesn't do small businesses in this country a bit of good. Joining me now, the president of the American Postal Workers Union, Mark Dimmenstein. Great to have you with us, Mark. I appreciate your time tonight. I want you to comment on President Obama's budget. What do you read? How do you read that?
Well, Ed, let me first thank you for having me on the show to talk about something so near and dear to the people of this country, the U.S. Postal Service. But I want to put it in a context. The Postal Service should not even be part of the budget. The Postal Service runs on zero tax dollars. It's funded by the revenue of the users, and therefore it has no business being in the budget of the White House at all. Given what the White House has said, we would expect and hope for much more from any of our public servants, any of the politicians from either party. Because you are right. You are right. The White House budget talks about slowing down mail delivery, diminishing mail delivery, and we should be talking about the exact opposite, how to enhance, how to build, how to serve the people of this country better. And that's what we should expect from the White House.
Well, Darrell Issa says that the majority of Americans support the suspension of 6-day delivery, that it's not going to have much of an impact. What's your response to that?
That isn't true. The poll that said many Americans support the elimination of 6-day service were asked a question, would you do that in order to still have and in order to save your postal service? And in answers to that question, many people of the country said, of course, yes.
Yeah.
But that was a false question. And in fact, now the Postal Service in some areas has shown that they can go to 7-day mail service, which is a much better way to go in a 5-day. You open the door to 5-day, becomes 4-day, 3-day. And part of the White House budget also calls for slowing down of the mail and does not fix the pre-funding mandate that you talked about in your opening.
I don't see how President Obama doesn't get that, or the Democrats don't get that. Some of them do. Okay, but to put it into a budget to reduce services, no Americans are out there calling for the reduction of services, and no tax dollars are going to this, as you've said. Right. So what would the end of Saturday delivery do to the Postal Service?
Well, it would kill a lot of service for the people of this country. Many people do expect mail on Saturday. Many businesses do expect mail on Saturday. Many people expect their medicines on Saturday. But it also is a job killer. So if the White House wants to talk about living wage jobs, if the White House wants to talk about narrowing the gap on income inequality, There's no better way to do that than to defend good living wage jobs, and the post office has had a history of providing good living wage jobs. So both the service to the American people would suffer. Once we go to 5-day delivery, the spigot's open. Maybe it's 4-day, as I said, maybe it's 3-day. So this needs to be stopped. All 4 postal unions are for enhancing postal service, defending 6-day mail service, defending good service standards so people get their mail on time during the day, not at night. The next day, first-class mail rather than 2 and 3 and 4 days later. And the post office has the capability, if they were to do the right thing, to do that. I want to raise one other thing. There's a lot of good debate now around providing financial services to 68 million adults who are unbanked in this country, that the White House could get behind and the politicians could get behind and say this is a great way that the people of this country can be better served by the trusted United States Postal Service.
And that would be Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders are pushing for that. Mark Dimenstein, great to have you with us tonight. I appreciate your time. We will stay on the story and try to change the thinking in the White House on this one. That's the